All right, we are live. Today's podcast, I'm super excited to talk about this topic today. It's one of my biggest passions is to talk about a healthy way to a weight loss journey, right? So let's talk about it, you guys. Today's podcast is actually number 12. Why does healthy weight loss take longer? Oh my gosh, the number one question. Most people wish it would take no time at all, right? We all do. I know I do, right? But if you are able to catch me live right now, say hi, let me know that you're here, let me know that you can hear me okay. And if you're catching this later on the live stream replay, definitely share with me that you're watching this on a replay. Just drop replay below. If you're catching this on a replay on the podcast, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe to the podcast. You're going to get everything always uploaded to here a couple days later, right? So on today's podcast, I'm going to talk about why does healthy weight loss take longer? It's the thing that most people don't want to realize. It does take longer. It's a healthier approach, but it's the thing that most people just flat out don't want to do, right? So also, if you are catching this on the live stream, tell me below, share with me, like, what diets have you tried? What fad diets have you tried? Whether it's keto or Weight Watchers or you name it, whatever you have tried, I would love for you to drop. I want to see the ones that you have tried. And even if you're on it now and you're having amazing success, I want to hear about it. Tell me what those are, because I love to learn from you guys just as much as I learn or I would love to teach you. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about a few things. I'm going to talk about the benefits of losing weight slower. I'm going to talk about why so many people, and this is very common. If this is you, put me below if you're catching the live stream. So many people have done a bunch of different diets, right? And they lose weight fast. And then guess what? They stop and they gain it back. If this is you, if you've ever done this, just put me in the comments. We're going to talk about that today, why that is. Why do so many lose weight? When they lose weight fast, do they gain it back? Like, why is that? There's a reason behind that, right? And then also why the lifestyle approach may be not the most appealing for most people, because they know, oh my gosh, to make a lifestyle change, that means I'm going to change a lot of things. And that also means the weight's going to come off slow, right? But it is the healthier approach. This is how I coach my women that I coach anyone that's in my program, but we do it together. Of course, that's the biggest key and the biggest factor, right? And so if you are tired and you are tired of failing, you tried it all. Yeah, okay, I see you. You name it, I've tried it. Isogenics, Activia, it's out there. I've tried it. I love it. You're not alone. Know that you are not alone, because that is something that I hear every time I speak to someone and they tell me what they have done, Jane. It's usually the same. It's on everything. I've tried it all, right? It's common, in today's world, they're everywhere, right? But if you're tired of failing, not getting it done by yourself, and you are at a point, and you are at that point in your life, in your journey, where like, I am done trying all these new things. I need to fix this now, but I think I'm going to need some help. There's a link above, or go to my website. It's www.acfitmama.com/chat, and just schedule a chat with me. It's a free call. We hop on a call. Let's talk about it. Let's dig deep. Let's figure out what's going on in your world and what maybe you can change, right? If you're not in the Fit Mompreneur group yet, if you're catching this on live stream, you are, because we are in there. But if you're catching this on the replay on the podcast later, definitely join our group. It's for all women. That is all walks of life, any woman, anywhere trying to get healthier and need a support system, join us. Again, you can just go to the website, www.acfitmama.com, and join us there. Inside the group, you see women losing weight, shrinking belly fat, finding ways to fit their health into their daily chaotic life, which I love to point out, because this means if they can do it, if I can do it, I know anybody can do it. It's just a matter of knowing the ways, committing, and accepting that it takes time to really get there, right? So that's probably one of the hardest parts, is just accepting that it takes time, right? So again, I'm going to talk about all those things today. Why does healthy weight loss take long? But before we do that, I do have two women that I want to give a big shout out today, because why? They've adapted, they've accepted the journey takes a little while, and they accepted that they were at a point in their journey, like, you know what, it's time to get help. I need help. And they're doing amazing. So I want to shout out Debbie Driver for one. If you know Debbie, or even if you don't, give her some love in the comments. Tell her congrats. The most recent check-in with her, actually down 2.5 pounds and 3 inches total, y'all. That is where it matters the most. is the inches to me, and that's called body composition. That's called your fat, your, you know, losing your fat, your toning, right? And that's only in her waist and hips area. That's 3 inches. So give her some love. That's Debbie. And then the other one is Amy Pryor. We just had our first check-in after 2 weeks of getting started, just doing amazing. And she's down 3.5 pounds and 2 inches in her waist, y'all. Those I get more excited about the inches than I do the pounds because I know the bigger picture, what that means, you guys. So give Amy a shout out too. Just give her some love in the comments if you know her, if you don't. Just say way to go and cheer her on, because, you know, just like anybody else, we all need cheering on. We need a support system, right? We need to see other people having success and other people's having struggles to realize, you know what, I'm not alone. I can do this too, right? And that is the whole purpose of our group, for one. But let's talk about it. Why does weight loss take so long, right? The healthy weight loss. So I'm going to talk about a few things. So here's one of the first things. When you're losing weight really fast, let me tell you what's happening in your body. You are not losing fat. I'm not saying maybe not. You maybe lose a little bit, but here's the bigger thing. When you're losing weight slower, guess what we're losing? We are losing fat, and that is the biggest thing that we want to focus on, right? Most women come to me and tell me it's not so much about the pounds. Nowadays, more women are becoming more aware that the pounds, the scale is its only thing that matters, right? If you are struggling with this, put in the comments, the scale is not the only thing that matters. Like, write it out so that you can hear yourself say it, you can believe it. Because when you are losing weight on a slower journey, there's things happening in your body. If you're working out and you're cleaning up your nutrition and you're doing all the things right, that's when you start to lose fat and you gain muscle. You can do these things at the same time, you guys. It has to do with how you eat and how you work out. I hear so many women say, I know you can't lose weight and gain muscle at the same time. You can, you guys. It just takes time, and you can't focus on only the number on the scale, right? But when you are losing weight slowly, then you are more than likely, if you're doing it correctly, right, which you should be, right, if you're starting to consistently lose weight, you're gaining lean muscle, not bulky, manly muscle. It's not what we're ever trying to achieve. That actually takes a lot of work. So you have to, you're losing fat and you're gaining muscle. Okay, that is the bigger picture of what I'm trying to say here. Why does healthy weight loss take so long? Because it takes time to build lean muscle and it takes time to lose fat. Okay, when you're losing weight fast, here's a lot, like with a lot of these fad diets you see out there, right? A lot of them promise overnight results, quick fix, 15 pounds in 1 week or whatever, right? There's so many things out there. They drive me crazy. They really do drive me crazy because I feel like it's hurting people more than it's helping them. And so it's my pet peeve. I'll just put that out there. It's my pet peeve. But what happens is a lot of times when you're losing weight fast, you're actually losing muscle. Okay, a lot of times you're losing muscle because you're depriving your body from certain things. So you're usually losing muscle. A lot of times you're losing fiber, you're losing water weight. Okay, so pounds are dropping, sure, but is your inches dropping? Are you seeing muscle definition? All these things come into play. And that usually doesn't happen as fast when you're losing weight fast. Okay, here's the other thing. One of the second things, right? When you are on a journey to lose weight and a healthy approach, and you are taking the healthier, slower, Jamie, I just saw your comment saying impatient. Who else is impatient? If you're watching this, put impatient in the comments, because I think 99.9, I'm going to throw that number out there, of us are probably in the same boat. I know very few people that are just super patient forever, like when it comes to weight loss. Right? But, you know, one of the other things too is when you're on a healthier approach, trying to lose weight on a slower pace, but a more healthier approach, because I just talked to an amazing woman earlier on a phone call or on a Zoom call, and we were talking, and one of the biggest things, and I told her this multiple times, I was proud of her for one, getting on a call. Number two, I was proud of her because she said, I am tired of the quick fixes. I want a lifestyle change. I want a lifestyle change that I can maintain and be an amazing example for my son. This is huge, you guys. And these are the things that you have to think about, right? And so losing weight on a slower pace is more healthy. Why? Because you're eating healthier foods that most of these fad diets and quick fixes tell you to stay away from. Like carbs. If you ever work with me in a program, I'm never going to tell you to not ever eat carbs. I don't follow a specific diet. We figure out what works best for you, and it's very customized to you depending on the person. But the thing is when you're taking that slower approach, because you are making the lifestyle change and not looking for the quick fix, right? We're losing weight on a slow, consistent basis is what we're looking for. You do that by eating healthy foods because you need the nutrients from those foods, you guys. And a lot of the fad diets and the quick fixes, keep those out of your diet. And then whenever you quit that diet because it's either sucks or it's too hard or you've reached your goal, even if you did reach your goal with those diets, I see so many people reintroducing the food that those diets told you to totally stay away from. And here comes the weight gain back on, you guys. This is one of the things that happens a lot when people are chasing quick fix. They start putting those food back in. And then the weight gain comes back on, right? So the healthier weight loss, why does it take so long? Usually, it's different for everybody, but you need the healthy foods. You guys, you need the healthier foods that the lifestyle approach, the lifestyle change approach, which is what I love to coach women on. It tends to take longer, but who cares? I mean, it will be worth the wait. We don't gain weight and get unhealthy overnight. We have to remember that. Oh my gosh, that is so hard. I know. That is so hard. I remember trying to lose the weight after I had both my kids, and I was like, dang it, this should come off overnight. It was almost 2 years for my son. After my son. So it doesn't happen overnight. We don't gain weight overnight. It doesn't happen. It takes time, right? So it's going to take time for us to get back healthy, and you have to stick to it, right? But sorry, I got on a tangent there. But what I was trying to say here is, whenever you are, whenever you're on the lifestyle journey and you're changing your journey, your lifestyle to on the healthier way to weight loss. There we go. We'll start saying that. The healthier way to weight loss. It's got a ring to it. You're eating healthy foods that the fad diets and the quick fixes tell you to stay away from. But you need those foods for the nutrients in them to have it. So that's one of the biggest tools. I definitely want to just reiterate. Number 3, the third thing is, I feel in my heart, the women that I'm taking through like my programs, for example, or just the women that I coach just in general, we go through this type of approach because my number one reason, it's realistic, right? It is realistic and it's not restricted. If you hate being restricted, put restricted with a mad face emoji in the comments. I want to see them. I love it. I love it, Jamie. I love that you are getting it. It takes time. Yeah. And it's all about it clicking, and timing is of the essence. And whenever it's your time, man, everything's going to click together and you're going to be so motivated and ready to rock and roll. Like Luis, I see you on here, girl. Same thing. When things click, it happens, right? But the slower way to weight loss, the healthier approach, why it takes a little bit longer, it is also a much more realistic, less restricted nutrition plan, right? I guess if you're in this group watching this live, or if you're catching this on the replay of the podcast later, you're more than likely a busy woman. If you're listening to me and following me, it's probably because you're a busy woman in general or a busy mom, either one. I think this speaks to all of us. We are crazy busy, you guys. So the restrictive diets, the hard ones that you have to go shopping for and do all these things. And then, oh, wait, I got to feed my family too. Don't forget about my family, because I'm feeding myself and then I got to feed them. Like, who has time in their life to add 10,000 extra steps to your world? None of us do, right? So to me, the slower way to weight loss, where it is a healthier approach, looking for the lifestyle and the end of the road, it's more realistic, it's less restricted, and more importantly, you get to enjoy life, right? Who does not want to enjoy life? Put enjoy life in the comments. You can lose weight, you can get healthier, and you can enjoy life in the process. And guess what? This is also a more realistic plan in my heart. And this is why I use this approach, because I don't want to see anybody quit because they're feeling too restricted and miserable and they're not enjoying life. When you have little kids you're raising, or big kids, or maybe you don't have kids but you have fur babies, whatever your world is, you want to enjoy life through this process. It should not be miserable and restrictive and hating life and feeling miserable. Like, guys, I've done super crazy restrictive, carb depleted, water depleted. I've done all these crazy things where I could not really mentally even function because I was so restricted. I had no brain cells. Like, I couldn't even count when I was training clients. Like, it was a joke with them at one point because they're like, count? Don't worry, I got my own count. I don't trust you with counting because you have no brain cells, right? When I was competing, that was kind of a common thing because, you know, I still train clients through it, but it was really hard because I couldn't even mentally function. So the point of that is you can do this and you can enjoy life in the process. So it's a way more realistic approach, and women stick to it longer, and men in general, we all stick to it longer because you can enjoy life in the process. And here's the one big point that I wanted to hit today, and I don't think a lot of people really understand or realize, is Christy, I love that you're on the treadmill. Get it, girl. Yes, Melissa, enjoy life. Like, we have to enjoy life. It's too short. What, you don't want to be on a crazy restrictive diet forever, right? And you're missing moments in your kid's life or your family's life or all this because you're worried about what you're putting in your mouth. Like, yes, we have goals, but we also have to enjoy life. Okay, so that's a big thing for me. But the last one that I really wanted to talk about, really drive home with, is think about the stress you put on your body when you're going fast weight loss. It's a lot of stress. And guess what? We all hear the word stress a lot, right? Like, type stress in the comments if we hear this word a lot. Stress is horrible for our body, for our minds, for our weight loss, for our weight gain, for our hormones. For everything, you guys. Stress is such a factor, but there's a bunch of different types of stress. I don't mean just stressing over getting the bills paid or stressing over, you know, something your kid did, or stressing over, I mean the stress, the physical stress that you put on your body when you are losing weight fast and then gaining it. Because I hear this a lot. I can't tell you, almost every woman that I speak to has either been through this, where they lose and they gain and they lose and they gain and they lose and they gain and they lose and they gain. That is the stress that I'm talking about in this one. When you go the slow, healthier approach to weight loss, you're putting less stress on your body by going slow. Okay? When you're trying to go fast and you're doing everything at one time and you're cutting out all the healthy stuff, or all the things that you enjoy, let's put it that way. When you're cutting out all the things you enjoy, your body's like, oh, it goes into stress mode, y'all. And then guess what? It ends up actually increasing your cortisol levels, which screws up all the things. You know, we know that word cortisol, right? It's a hormone that is increased a lot of times by stress. Well, when you put your body through stress of losing and gaining and losing and gaining, it's the same type of effect. And I think a lot of us don't realize this, right? So the slower, more healthier approach that is not restrictive, you think of moderation and not restriction. You're putting less stress on your body by going slow, you guys. You're less, cravings is a big thing. Cravings is a big stress. And a lot of times when you have a lot of cravings in your body, it has to do with you restricting your body too much. Or maybe you're not purposely restricting, you're just not necessarily eating certain things and certain nutrients that you know that your body needs. You may not even know that your body needs them, right? Or some could be as simple as carbs. A lot of people are scared to death of carbs, and they're not bad. They're just about moderation and choosing the right ones and getting enough but not overdoing it and eating them with the right combinations of foods. Like, there's a lot of reasoning behind this, right? But what I'm saying is, whenever you totally cut out and go way too restrictive, too fast, or just too restrictive in general, your body's not getting the right nutrients, okay, that your body needs to function, especially if you're not taking supplements or vitamins on top of that. And then your body starts craving a lot of things. And guess what happens when your body goes through all these kind of cravings? That's called stress. That is a different kind of stress, but it is a stress that happens inside your body. And then that causes more damage to your body. That causes inflammation in your body. That has to do with, it either helps you gain weight, which is not what we want, or it keeps you from losing, right? So it causes, and I've seen people over my journey in the fitness world and being a trainer, and even especially in competitions, whenever I used to do competitions and some of the other women did it, and I saw some of them They went way too restrictive for way too long, and then their pituitary gland, their adrenal glands, like you name it, goes all out of whack. Their metabolism shuts down. Like when you go too restrictive for too long, and then you tend to actually do a lot more damage to your body than you think. Your metabolism can go from slow to slower when you restrict yourself too much or you don't eat enough. This is a very common thing. When you don't eat enough, you guys, I'm going to say that again, you do damage to your metabolism. Can it be reversed? Sure. Everybody's scenario is different. It depends on your body is totally different than the next person's. I can't say one thing is going to fix everybody because that's not the case, right? But when you put this kind of stress on your body of the up and down, the lose, the gain, the lose, the gain, the lose, the gain. If you agree, if you've ever done this to yourself and you agree because it happened to you, each time you started started gaining that weight back, then it came on faster. Did it? If yours did, I would love to have you tell us that in the comments, because when you put this kind of stress on your body, that's the big picture. You're making yourself more susceptible to weight gain by the constant down and up and down and up. It's called weight cycling. The fad dieting leads to a problem which is known as weight cycling, which is when your body loses and gains weight over again, over and over again. Okay. And the weight cycling from a lot of the fad diets and the quick fixes causes your body to gain your weight a lot faster. Okay. So these are the big things. It wasn't, I want you to see the damage we do to our bodies when we only chase the quick fixes and let me lose weight fast because I got to fit in a swimsuit or a dress by this weekend. Like look at it over the overall picture. And when you're changing, one of the things that also just gets to my heart is when you're changing your lifestyle, making a healthier approach, this is when you become really great examples for your family, for your kids. I talk to a lot of women who have daughters, and they want to be really great examples for their daughters. They don't want their daughters to always think that they're on a diet all the time, right? Like, no, it's a lifestyle approach. We eat healthy. Why? So that we can function better, so we can feel better. So yes, we can be happy with who we are in our skin. Yes, so we can lose weight, sure, but there's so many other benefits than just those things. So I hope this enlightened you a little bit as why the journey of losing weight the healthy way does take a little bit longer. It's a mindset shift and leaning on each other and being supportive of one another and know that this is the case. You're going to have, if you run a business of any kind, especially, then you'll totally get this analogy. If you run an online business or anything, but you know the ebbs and flows of a business. I'm super motivated today, and now I don't want to do it. This sucks. I'm miserable. I don't want to do it. And then I'm making all these sales, and then I'm not making any sales this week. And then I'm doing all the ebbs and flows of your business. Your weight loss journey can sometimes be very similar, right? So if you're in a business whatsoever and you understand that analogy, you will know what I mean. Look at your health journey like we do our business. You have to mindset shift, and you have to be prepared, and you have to remind yourself to be okay with the downs, because there will happen just as much as your ups, right? So again, I hope this just enlightened some people that I know a lot of people are like, I know I should change my lifestyle, but that sucks. That takes too long. I don't want to do that. I want to go to the fast approach, and they choose that fast approach. And then they do it, they lose weight, and then they quit, and then they gain it back. And then 6 months down the road, they're still in the same place, or maybe they're worse off because, they kept doing it to their bodies over and over. So let's stop putting that kind of stress on our bodies. Think of the long-term approach that's a healthier approach that we can actually maintain and keep off. And that's really was my whole goal today on today's podcast, to maybe open some eyes to why that approach is the best. So again, you know what, if you're in a journey and you're sick and tired of failing, you're sick and tired of trying to do it on your own, you're sick and tired of trying to figure out how to do it on your own, there's a link above if you're watching this live stream. Set up a time and just chat with me. Just a free call to figure out what works. Maybe we can work together, and maybe not. Maybe it is a great fit. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. But at minimum, we can at least talk through it, figure out an approach that maybe you can get started with in that scenario. If you're catching this on the podcast replay later, you can do the same thing by going to my website. It's www.acfitmama.com/chat, and then just schedule a time. Pick one, and we'll get on there and chat. So if you know some friends in this group that need to hear this today, tag them below, let them see it, and stay connected Keep the notifications on in the group. I do this once a week, every Thursday at 11 a.m. Central. But I mean, if you're in the group, you already see everybody all day long and multiple times a day are loving on each other. And that's what it's all about. We're not in this journey alone. Why does healthy weight loss take longer? Watch this replay and you'll see. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all have an amazing day.